of devastation, what happened? There was Vatapatra, they say, Vatapatra. On that Vatapatra, he saw a baby, and that baby was taking its foot and putting into the mouth. That is none other than Krishna. He saw only Krishna, nobody else. He saw only Krishna, right? So there are many evidences in Bhagavatam which tells us we have to trust somewhere, we have to trust the Shastras, and Shastras is telling us that Krishna is the only one who is infallible, and he is existing before creation and after devastation. He is the only one who is existing. Okay. That is what we have to understand. And here Indra is also, like I told you, a Jiva Tattva who has perfected the sadhana to certain extent, but also has desires. And because of that only, they all become demigods. And that's why Krishna wants to do the operation on them also. If there is pride, he wants to remove that pride and help them succeed in the path of bhakti. Okay. And then when did this Lila take place? So that is a backdrop. This Leela is taking place because Krishna wanted it. And why did Krishna want this? Because to remove the ego of Indra. Now, Krishna is 7 years, and he is playing with all his cowherd boys and, tending to the cows. He's in the Kishore state or Pauganda. I think he's in the Pauganda state, not Kishora, Pauganda, because 15 years is Kaishori stage, they say. He has transitioned from taking care of the calves to he's taking care of the cows now. Okay. Although he is a son. So Krishna knows what is happening in all of our hearts. He knows what is happening in every living entity, the cows, the trees, what they're all thinking, he knows. What they all desire, he knows. How does he know? Because he is omniscient and omnipresent, right? That is a Sarvantaryami. One of the 64 characteristics of the Lord, or the features of the Lord, is qualities of the Lord, is that he is Sarvantaryami. Okay. But he still takes a very, very humble position. If you see the Leelas, he takes a very humble position. He politely approaches his father, Nanda Maharaj, and he asks him what is happening. These are cowherd boys, right? They go to the forest and they do herding and they come back. When they are coming back in the evening, they're seeing that the entire Nandagaon is getting decorated. They're cleaning. It's like a festive occasion. They're all preparing. So he doesn't know why they are preparing, what they are preparing for. So he approaches Nanda Maharaj, his father, and he asks him. And also the character of Nanda Maharaj is beautifully shown here. If a child comes to us, a 7-year-old child comes to us, and when we are preparing, maybe, you're having a family function, you are hosting some function, you're so busy, you will say, when it happens, you'll know, just sit there, I have a lot of work. This is our responses sometimes. But Nanda Maharaj was very nice. He respected everybody. See, the Lord does not manifest just like that in somebody's house. These Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Mai are stalwart devotees. They're top-notch devotees. All qualities, they are supreme. And that is shown sometimes when we are looking at the Leela, we have to look at Krishna's qualities. We have to look at the surrounding qualities also. Nanda Maharaj respected everybody, and now also he is respecting his son's request. He did not just brush it off, he did not take it very lightly. What did he do? He took that small child and put him on his lap, and he started explaining in detail what is going on. And the second quality of the Lord will be manifested here, where Krishna is very, very convincing. He can convince. Can anybody think of one place where the Lord convinced somebody? One place is where he is convincing now the Nanda Maharaj to stop the festivity or yagna for Indra. He puts a very beautiful argument and he stops it. Can anybody remember any other incident where Krishna convinces somebody?
Yes, Mathaji.
Okay. Yeah.
When Indra
Yes.
surrendered to Krishna, Krishna was convincing Indra that you are not the only person in every world. Every Indra is there, Mataji.
Oh, very nice. I didn't know about that. I didn't know about that. So is that so? Very nice. I learned something today. I didn't know that. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for sharing.
Welcome, Mataji.
Um, yes, thank you. The other instance is when Duryodhana, when his mother asked him to come, take a bath in the river and come, and where she would look at him and make kavacha, of his entire body. He is going to visit his mom, and Krishna stops Duryodhana and he says, "What is this? You're going without any clothes to your mom. Where are you? Where are you going first?" He asks. He says, "My mother told me to come like this, and that's why I'm doing." And he convinces Duryodhana, "Your mother said something. She's a bit old lady. But you are a young boy. How can you go like this? You have to cover your parts and go," he says. And he convinced him, right? So Krishna can make anybody do anything. He convinces the gopis that, and he can convinces Yashoda Maya all the time that he did not steal the butter, right? So there are many instances where Krishna is very eloquent. He can talk very well. He can convince anybody on anything. And here he is going to try and convince Nanda Maharaj not to do puja for Indra, because he goes on to explain that, Indra is not doing anything. Whatever karma you're doing, he's karma mimamsa yoga he is giving here. What is karma mimamsa yoga? He's saying that whatever work you do, accordingly you will get reap the benefit. If you do good work, you'll get good results. If you do bad work, you'll get bad result. So you people worked very hard, and that's why you got the rain, and that's why you're able to grow the grains, and you're able to sustain like that. Where is Indra's work here? Indra did not bring the drain. You actually worked hard, and it is a process. Because you worked hard, it is coming. Why should you give Indra a portion of that, right? By doing a sacrifice and honoring him, he didn't do anything. If you really want to do something, do it to Govardhana, because Govardhana is covering the land. Land is like a valley. Vrindavan or the Nandgaon is like a valley, and Govardhan is covering. Because Govardhan is there, the clouds are being formed, and it is not, floating away. Clouds are formed because of that Govardhan hill, and the Govardhan hill has a lot of trees, and because of all the trees and the vegetation, you're actually getting rain, not by Indra's, blessing or anything. This is how he convinces, and he says, "You, but Nanda Maharaj says, from many years we've been doing it." But he says, "No, no, this is not correct. You should do it to Govardhan. This year, let's do it to Govardhan. Let's skip whatever puja you're doing, you continue the preparation, but let's do it to Govardhan." Then Krishna is actually not only able to convince Nanda Maharaj, he is actually convincing all the Gopas and the Gopapalakas, everybody there. He convinces the entire village to do puja to Govardhan and not to Indra. And Indra has lot of spies who are watching, and as soon as Indra hears that, he starts scolding Krishna. He thinks Krishna is a small cowherd boy who's talking beyond his capacity. And what does he scold? Vachalam, balisham, stambam, agnam, Pandita Maninam, Krishnam Martyam Upashrite Gopame Chakrur Apriyam. So he says all these words. We'll see what all these words are. Vachalam means one who speaks according. So Vachalam means very talkative. See, Indra is scolding in all the bad context to Krishna. But Saraswati Devi cannot hear that. Anything against her Lord, her worshipable Lord, she cannot hear. What she does, as soon as the words come in ether, she will change the meaning of that. We'll see word by word how she changes the meaning. Vachala means very talkative, unnecessarily talking, right? That is what Indra is saying. But what does Saraswati Devi say? Saraswati Devi says, Vachala means one who speaks according to the Vedas, one who knows the Vedas and who's following the Vedic injunction to speak. Balisham means child. He is a small child, he is over talkative, he is unnecessarily talking. This is Indra's version. But what is Saraswati Devi's version? She says, Balisham, free from pretense, just like a child. No duplicity, nothing inside and outside, a different version. No, it's very plain hearted, childlike. Children don't pretend. Children are very innocent. They don't know how to pretend, right? 7-year-old boys, if you look at them, if you talk to them, they will tell you everything. They will not hide. They will not act. That is what she is saying. Stampa means arrogant. Nobody can bend him. He is very arrogant. And then what does Saraswati Devi say? She says, means that he bows down to no one because there is no one to bow down for him. Stamba means arrogant, being upright, not bowing down to anybody, not surrendering, not feeling that humble feeling. That is what Indra means. But here Saraswati Devi says, Krishna is ready to bend, but there is nobody to bend because he is the supreme personality of Godhead. Next, what is that? Agnam. That means he is foolish. What does Saraswati Devi say for that? She says there is nothing more to know for him. He is omniscient. That means he knows everything. Agnam means he doesn't know anything. She is saying there is nothing more for him to know. Okay. Pandita Manina. He thinks he is a Pandita. That is what Indra is saying. What does Saraswati Devi say? She says that he is highly honored by the knowers of the absolute truth. All the Panditas are respecting him. Pandita Manina. Manina means they are all respecting. Man de rahe hain. Samman de rahe hain. Samman. So she says they are all respecting him. All the people who are scholars, who are Vedic scholars, they all know that he is a supreme personality of Godhead, and that's why they are all respecting him. And then he says, Krishnam, that Krishna, right? Krishna means he is a supreme personality of Godhead whose transcendental form is full of eternity and ecstasy. Krishna is Satchitananda. That's what she is saying. And Martyam, human being. He is a human being. Martyam means although he is the absolute truth, he nevertheless appears in Narlila. Narvat Leela to do Narvat Leela, Krishna, although he is a supreme personality of Godhead, out of affection for the Jiva, he comes as a human being. We should not consider him as a human being. He is come in that form, that's all. And then the same kind of scolding Jarasandha also does. When Jarasandha is getting killed, right, he calls Krishna Bandhuha, right? He says Bandhuha. That means, you are killer of your uncle. Kamsa is already killed and Krishna is trying to kill Jarasandha next. When Jarasandha is getting killed, he in that anger, he scolds Krishna, you killed your own uncle, Bandhuha. And Acharyas explain that word Bandhuha means one who will detach us from all this bandhana. All the relationship in this world will be, we will get liberated. One who gives liberation from all the attachments of this world is what acharyas explain that as. So Indra does that, Jarasandha also did that, scolding the Lord, right? But Saraswati Devi and our acharyas give a beautiful explanation to each of these words. So the preparation is in full fledged, and everybody in the village is preparing for this festival of Govardhan Puja. And Indra is very, very angry. In that anger, what does he do? He wants to kill everybody in Vrindavan. In order to kill everybody in Vrindavan, he calls the Samavartaka clouds and he makes it pour rain 7 days and 7 nights. There is heavy rain for 7 days and 7 nights, and all the Gopa Balakas are trying to help. So what happens is they all know that it's dark cloud. It becomes very dark. The sky becomes very dark. The puja is done already. I forgot to mention that the puja is done already, and they offer all kinds of bhoga to Govardhan. Govardhan is, a very grand festival they have, and they put all the bhaksha, all the bhog that they have prepared in front of Govardhan. It is said that Krishna eats all that bhoga. Okay, Krishna actually eats all that bhoga. There are versions saying that Krishna and Govardhan are non-different at one point. That's why Krishna ends up eating all the bhoga. The festival is done, everybody is returning home, they all go back to their home. As soon as they go back to their home, that is when the rain starts. Nobody knows what to do. Nobody knows. Immediately Krishna says to all the Gopabalakas, go get everybody, I am going to lift Govardhan. Everybody come under the shelter of Govardhan, right? Because why, you may think why they cannot stay in their house, right? It's going to get flooded. And there's going to be thunder and lightning, so much of thunder and lightning that, it is going to become very difficult. People will lose their life. And Krishna says, I'm going to. Nobody believes. Yashoda Maya and everybody are called to come and stand under the Govardhan hill. But how can a small child lift that Govardhan hill? He lifts it in his left palm, in the left pinky finger. He lifts it. And then everybody is shocked, that this is happening. When he lifts that Govardhan hill, usually if you have a pot or something for a long time sitting in your house, what happens when you lift? There's so much of dirt below that. There's so much of, ants and everything. You have to clean that space, isn't it? But it is said that when Govardhan was lifted, it was beautiful inside. It was very, very beautiful, right? And Krishna, actually, if you see in the picture, you will see he finds a rock and he actually stands on that rock with his left hand he's holding. And the place is so good, it actually expands. See, we may think how that Govardhan hill, how under that, it's a huge hill. I think it is 20 to 50. I don't remember. Maybe in the next few slides, I might have put the dimension of the hill also. But how can it fit everything? It not only the people, the cows, the calves, everything will come under that. Krishna had prepared that place so well that there were parks inside. There was a grazing area for the cows, cow sheds, and then there was all kinds of things. And there was a staircase. You had to go, you could go down. There was a staircase, enough place for everybody to sit, sleep, eat. All the food items were there. Everything was well prepared. And because there was no light, it is so dark because the entire sky is filled with dark clouds. It is almost like night. People were getting scared because in darkness it's very difficult, isn't it? So it is said the Sudarshana Chakra was rotating the Govardhan hill to give light to people. And all the Gopas, Gopabalakas, all the motherly gopis, the cows and the calves, everybody were looking at Krishna. And when everybody was looking at Krishna, it felt as if Krishna is seeing only them. Whichever angle, even if you're standing, see here, even though they were standing behind, it felt as if Krishna is seeing only them. Have you noticed that when you go to the temple? You're standing in front of the deity, you feel that the deity is looking only at you. Wherever, whichever place you go and stand, you feel that. The same way here, the Lord was holding that, and all the Gopabalakas, they all run with a stick in the hand. They're saying, Krishna, your hand will get tired. We'll all hold the mountain, right? They all were trying to hold the mountain up. It is said Govardhan became light like feather as soon as Krishna lifted that mountain, and it expanded. Govardhan expanded. It is in the shape of a peacock. Govardhan is in the shape of a peacock. Actually, the entire hill is in the shape of a peacock. And the two eyes are the Radha Kund and Krishna Sham Kund. Okay. Now, coming back to the Leela, what happened is all the rich people were standing behind and they were looking. All the Brahmanas who were standing there, they were chanting the mantras. The kids were astonished. They were trying to help Krishna. And Madhumangal was actually chanting some Vedic hymns. And Yashoda Maya and Nanda Baba were standing there. The gopis were standing. The gopis were also looking at Krishna. They were also, in ecstasy because Krishna wouldn't be there with them all the time. Now they are able to see Krishna full time. So they were also very happy. But Yashoda Maya had concern. She said, how is my Lala going to hold this? He's a 7-year-old child. How is he? I think this is Yashoda Maya only, if I'm not mistaken. And this is Nanda Baba. She was very, very puzzled and she was worried how my Lala is going to hold that. And at that time, when she's thinking like that, Madhumangal comes and he says to Yashoda Maya, don't worry, I am chanting the mantra. With that power of the mantra, he's able to hold. You know, she gets, she doesn't know how to respond to that. And Nanda Baba says, okay, okay, that is fine. Thank you, he says. And then Yashoda Maya is also worried that Krishna is not eating, right? Because he's not able to eat. There is a concept of Chappan Bhog. Chappan Bhog means 56 meals. 56 items will be done for Krishna. On festive days, 56 items are done. How do we get that number 56? Because Krishna is fed, Mother Yashoda feeds Krishna every 3 hours. Okay. 3 hours in one day, he has 8 meals, I think. He has 8 meals in a day. And for 7 days and 7 nights, when he was holding, 7 into 8 is 56. I should have asked Sadanand Prabhu or Arshavardhan Prabhu for the math. So 7 into 8 is 56. And that's why the Chappan Bhog, that is where Chappan Bhog comes from. Her Sanvi Mataji also was there. I could have asked her. But that is the way we have to understand this, that Chappan Bhog, anything we do, there is a background story why we do it. Sometimes when Krishna saw all the people worried what is going to happen, it is said in one hand he was holding the Govardhan, in another hand he used to play the flute to engage them. And description of that place is given, it looked like Vaikunta. How in Vaikunta the entire world is lit up like Narayana's palace. Where Narayana lives in Vaikunta, this place was lit up, it says. It was very clean, it was very fragrant, they had fresh water, everything was given to them. And 7 days and 7 nights, all the Gopas and the Gopis were together and they were able to look at Krishna continuously and serve Krishna. And then, Indra gets puzzled. How come this child is holding this mountain for 7 days? It is unheard of. Then he realizes the inhabitants of Vrindavan and their animals remained there for 1 week without any disturbance by hunger, thirst, or any discomfort. They were simply astonished to see how Krishna was holding the mountain with a little finger on his left hand. Underground, jeweled staircases, tunnels, etc., better than the life in Braja. Oh, this place was better than what they lived outside of that mountain. Seeing the extraordinary mystic power of Krishna, Krishna is Yogeshwara, Mahayogin, right? Pahi Pahi Mahayogin, she called. Who called? Yutra called him, right? He is a Mahayogi, so he is able to manifest anything, anytime, anywhere. Indra, the king of heaven, was thunderstruck and baffled in his determination. He immediately called off all the clouds and asked them to detest. That means he stopped the rain. After this, Indra came along with Shabari cow and offered prayers to Lord Krishna and then worshipped. So here it's not the Surabhi cow. He stands behind the Surabhi cow, but he actually comes in Airavata. Why Surabhi cow? Can anybody guess why he comes with the Surabhi cow and stands behind the cow? Because Krishna is very merciful to the cows. He will not do anything. So Indra wanted the mercy of Krishna at that point, and that's why he stood behind the cow so that Krishna shows him mercy. And Krishna was able to forgive him immediately. Why? Because in although Indra tried to kill the Brajavasis, he brought them near to Krishna, right? He brought them near to Krishna for 7 days and 7 nights. And that's why Krishna was able to forgive him immediately. In Brahma Vimohan Leela, Krishna did not forgive Brahma so easily. Why? Because Brahma had taken away his devotees away from him. Here, Indra brought the devotees closer to Krishna, and that's why Krishna was able to forgive. Now we'll understand many more reasons why this Govardhan Leela took place. One is Indra's pride, which we have already discussed. The second one is Hill's revenge. Long, long, long ago, what used to happen, it is there in the Puranas that the mountains used to fly. The mountains used to fly, and suddenly they would land on a certain land. And all the people under that, and there was a lot of disturbance and chaos which was caused by because of the landing of these mountains. And people all complained to Indra. And Indra thought, I'm getting too many complaints about hills flying. So he cut off the wings of all the mountains. So the mountains had a revenge against Indra. Okay. And who is the king of mountains? Govardhan is the king of mountains. And that's why Krishna uses Govardhan to take the revenge against Indra. It is a chance for Govardhan to take his revenge against Indra. He had to, that time when the wings were cut off, Govardhan does not do anything. He says time will come for us to teach a lesson to Indra. He doesn't do anything. And Krishna remembered that. And that's why he used Govardhan to show Indra his pride, to bring him down. He used the Govardhan hill. And also in the morning, Krishna used to go off with the Gopabalakas, right? So they used to pray to the Surya Deva, come up 1 minute early at least today so that I can get 1 minute more with Krishna. This is what they used to pray. And they used to pray to the moon god, don't come quickly because we want to play more with Krishna. This is what the Gopabalakas used to say. But the gopis used to say, moon, rise early 1 minute. Because we want to be 1 more minute extra with Krishna. In the night, the gopis had the time with Krishna. In the morning, the Gopabalakas had the time. Now the sun and the moon are puzzled what to do, when to rise, because both are contradicting. One is saying rise early 1 minute, the other is saying rise late by 1 minute. They didn't know how to, help or give that verdict on that. And they approached Krishna, and Krishna said, I will take care of it. So, what did he do? He did this Govardhan Leela pastime so that both the gopis and the gopas at the same time got to spend time with Krishna for 7 days and 7 nights. I told you earlier that, when Krishna does a Leela, it is not just for one reason, he does it for multiple reasons. And Govardhan, the king of hills, is the best of the devotee. So, Srimati Radharani calls, why is he called the best of the devotee? Because he's tolerant. And the thunderbolt from Indra for 7 days and 7 nights, he was able to tolerate. And many Maharajas talk about this. See, I told you this Govardhan Leela has many angles in which you can come to it. Okay. And the bhakti angle to it is sometimes in our life there'll be chaos and thunderbolt like situations. We will not be able to tolerate those situations outwardly, but inside we have to maintain that calm. We have to have that peace when we are in bhakti. The same way, the Govardhan Hill, outside of Govardhan Hill, if you look up from the outside, there's so much of thunderbolt and rain, it is so difficult. It is such a difficult, it's almost like a flooding situation. But under the Govardhan Hill, everybody is happy looking at Krishna's face. When you look at the Rupa of Krishna, where can there be fear? Where can there be turmoil? If they look outside there, it's thunderbolt. But inside, it is all pleasure and bliss. The same way as sadhaka's life also is, or a devotee's life is, right? Not a sadhaka, mostly a devotee's life. Outside, there'll be a lot of chaos in their life. But internally, they are very grounded because they have Krishna in them. That is the understanding. And then Govardhan Leela teaches us that. So many things are happening outside. It is intolerable. So for Govardhan also it was intolerable. But what was the one pleasure? That Krishna was touching him. That bliss, with that bliss, he could tolerate even another 15 days of rain also, Govardhan would have tolerated. Right? And the same with the Vrajavasis also. When you are looking at Krishna, outside what is happening, who cares? They forgot what is happening outside. They were enjoying looking at the Rupa of Krishna. Okay. The Srimati Radharani praised him as Haridasa Varyo. Haridasa means Hari's Dasa. Varyo means the topmost devotee of the Lord, topmost servant of the Lord. Right? Why did she say that? Because Govardhan is giving all kinds of puja, it is doing to Krishna 24/7, 365 days. How? Because when Krishna and the Gopabalakas enter into Govardhan, it gives the fruits, it gives the paniya, it gives the shelter. When it is hot outside, it has lot of caves. When it is cold, it gives the shelter in the caves again. Everything is done by Govardhan. There are 21 services. It is listed in one of the, I can send you that list whenever I find that. 21 services that it does every time, every 3 times in a day, 24/7. And not only to Krishna, all the Gopabalakas and the gopis who all are taking part in the Lila of Krishna, Govardhan is serving everybody relentlessly, like our Shabari who served Krishna, right? Like in the same way, Govardhan is also serving, and without any hesitation, the birds are orchestrated very well. When Krishna comes to play, the hasan is prepared for Krishna by Govardhan, and that water, right? It has lot of spices and fruit essence in it. The fruit juices that we drink today is actually coming from there. The origin is there. Agura, all that is put in the water, all that falls from the trees and in the lakes and everything, it gets mixed up in the ponds, and Krishna drinks that water. And the birds, right, they sing very well. And the Govardhan plans it in such a way, it's like an orchestra. These birds are going to sing this song. As soon as they stop, another set of birds from another tree will start singing. So all that is planned by Govardhan to serve the Lord. Very nice fruits. And stone on Govardhan, right? It is like gems, they say. When light shines on it, it looks like gems, precious gems. Right? And when Krishna and the Gopabalakas play, Krishna goes and hides in within Govardhan. There is a lot of discussion also Krishna does with Govardhan. It is said that Govardhan is serving Krishna is in all 5 rasas. Dasya rasa. Can anybody tell me what are the different rasas? I don't even know if you're all listening.
There are 5 rasas, Mathaji.
What are those, Mathaji?
Shanta rasa, Vatsalya rasa, Dasa rasa.
Now, okay, let others tell. Let others tell. Vidya Mataji is searching. I want Vidya Mataji to say.
Madhurya rasa.
Ha. Yes. Very good. So it is Dasya rasa, Sakya rasa. So first it is Dasya rasa, then it is Shanta rasa. Shanta rasa means neutral, being neutral. You have lot of love for Krishna, but you're not serving Krishna. You're just there, Second is Dasya rasa, Sakya rasa, Vatsalya rasa, Madhurya rasa. 5 rasas. So Govardhan is actually serving the Lord in all 5 rasas. And this is another story. Should we end, Prabhu? I can wrap up after this. So there is a conversation between Vrinda Devi and Narad Muni. This is very beautiful, very, very beautiful. In the Padma Puran, Vrinda Devi asks Narad Muni, please can you tell me more about Govardhan? Then Narad Muni says, in Satyugan, there was a very pious Brahmana named Govardhan who did a lot of austerities and tapasya. Vishnu appeared and asked Govardhan, what do you want? And Govardhan replied, may I serve the devotees all that for all times to come. That means always I want to keep serving devotees. That was his ask or desire. In all circumstances from my heart. It is not just faking. Truly, I want to do that. From my heart, it should come. With this benediction, he appeared in Vrindavan as Govardhan, where he served not only Krishna but all the devotees. All the Nirjal Vrata, not sleeping, not eating, hiding under the dust and grass, like a great Vaishnava, Krishna orchestrated. So, what happened is Govardhan Brahmana had done lot of austerities. Whenever I do Nirjal Ekadashi, I remember this. So he had done Nirjal Ekadashi and he used to not sleep, not eat. Or he had done lot of tapasya for Krishna. And Krishna, to reciprocate, what did he do? He made a plan, hashed a plan with Indra. He said, my dear devotee Govardhana has done Nirjal Ekadashi for many, many years. So all that jala that he didn't drink that time, I want you to pour on him as Abhisheka. And that's why there was 7 days and 7 nights, there was water poured on um, Govardhan. And also Krishna wanted to show that Govardhan is above me also. My devotee is greater than me. Krishna never loses a chance to glorify his devotees. See, I told you when Krishna does a Leela, it is many, many reasons. And whatever I'm giving is dust. There's much more to it. So Krishna wanted to show to the world that Govardhan is above me also. So he lifted him above him. Okay. He made his mother Yashoda and all the gopis cook. And also when Govardhan Puja was done, he made his mother cook, all the gopis, Srimati Radharani, everybody cook for Govardhan. Why? Because this Brahmana Govardhan he had not eaten many days to serve the Lord. As an austerity, he had taken that. To fulfill that, to reciprocate that, he made so many bogas. He made sure so many bogas were there prepared for Govardhan, that Govardhan could have been fed. Krishna wanted to show the world that his devotee is more than him. Neha Bikramas Swalpamasya Jayato Mahato Bayat. So Krishna, even if you do little bit, the way he reciprocates is very, very high. That is what is shown. Right? So these are the rasas that I was telling you. Shanta rasa, how? Thrown to sit. Ornaments and fruits. Dasya rasa, how does he fulfill? Places his lotus feet all the time over Govardhan. Krishna puts his foot on Govardhan. That is Dasya rasa. Sakya rasa, cutting jokes, hides Krishna in secret caves. Right? When Krishna is playing, he is giving secret caves. Vatsalya rasa, shading Krishna from sun and rain. Madhurya rasa helps Krishna perform his pastimes with Gopa and Gopis. He gives a place where the Lila can be taken place, right? All this Rasa Leela, boat festival, Julan Leela, everything happened in Govardhan only. And that's why it is very important for us to understand. And the last Leela for today, it's already 42. The last Leela for today is Sanatan Goswami. Sanatan Goswami is used to, do parikrama even at the age of 90 of Govardhan. And once Krishna manifested when he was doing parikrama, he stood on the top of the hill and he said, don't do this parikrama, oh Goswami, because you're already old. Don't do it, it's enough. But Sanatan Goswami said, no, I want to continue to do this. I cannot stop doing this. And then what happened is, hearing this conversation between Krishna and Sanatan Goswami, the heart of Govardhan melted. When the heart of Govardhan, the stones melted, it melted in such a way, it has the footprint of Krishna with that vetra, the stick that he carries, and there was a calf next to him. All that footprint was there on a particular stone which melted and it slid away. Krishna took that stone and gave it to Sanatan Goswami and said, this is your Govardhana. You don't have to do full parikrama. You just do parikrama of the stone and that is enough. You'll get the benediction. And Sanatan Goswami was so old, 90 years, he couldn't even carry that stone. It is said Krishna carried that stone also to where Sanatan Goswami was. And Sanatan Goswami after his time, he actually gave that stone to Radha Damodar temple in Vrindavan, and even today it is worshipped. This is that stone where Krishna gave him, and he said, "Do parikrama to this, that is enough." Right? And whoever listens to this and understands even a little bit of who Govardhan or the Govardhan's identity, they will progress in bhakti a lot. It's like Tulsi Maharani, right? Govardhan is also like Tulsi Maharani. He's one of the greatest devotees and a Vaishnava will benedict a lot of spiritual desires for us. So it is very important we worship Govardhan, we do parikrama of Govardhan, and we remember Govardhan, right? It is very, very important for all of us. With that, I will end today's session, dear devotees. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.